Okay, it's 6 o'clock. Tonight, we're going to do the Board of Adjustment meeting first. Our Planning Commission meeting has no applicants, and it will probably be lengthy, so we're going to get our applicants out of here quickly. So we will call to order the Board of Adjustment meeting, and please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Jessica Morris,
Here.
Linda Dyer, Joanna Jones, Tim Alstrom,
Here.
Jennifer Curtis.
Here. Okay. Consent items. Item number 1 is minutes of the regular meeting, approval of the minutes of the Coweta Board of Adjustment meeting that was held on June 15th, 2026. Do I have any motions?
I make a motion to approve.
I second the motion.
Jessica Morris,
Yes.
Linda Dyer,
Yes.
Tim Alstrom,
Yes.
Jennifer Curtis.
Yes.
Okay. And we'll move into public hearing portion of the meeting. Do I have any motions to open the public hearing portion of the meeting?
All motion to open.
I'll second the motion.
Jessica Morris,
Yes.
Linda Dyer,
Yes.
Tim Alstrom,
Yes.
Jennifer Curtis.
Yes.
Okay, item number 1 on the public hearing is CBOA 26-05, a variance request to section 127A6, minimum yard requirements located at 309 North Old Main Street. A public hearing to receive public comment on CBOA 26-05. The applicant, Blue Sage Designs, is requesting a variance to section 127A, the minimum side yard requirements to the City of Coweta zoning code. The applicant is requesting a variance to the front yard setback from 25 feet to 15 feet. The property location for the requested variance is 309 North Old Main Street, Old Coweta City, Lot 1, Block 7, City of Coweta, Wagner County, State of Oklahoma. And I believe that also includes
It's also going to be a side.
a request for the side yard setback as well.
Was that included?
It is in the application,
yeah.
yes.
Just not on our agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so would the applicant like to speak on this item? Or do I have anybody in the audience that would like to speak on this?
North Old Main Street is really more like an alley or like a little service road. It's not really a through, well, it is absolutely not a through street. Talked to Public Works, and they said, they told me it was an alley. You know, that's neither here nor there than what's in your paper. That's where our hardship is, because there's so much of that lot that is, it's public right of way. There's a lot of the yard that's public right of way. That part of the lot, I mean, you see it when you drive by there, and I tried to color it, I used all my 5th grade colors that I could muster to, so you could see, like, there is a lot of, there's actually 25 feet from the North Old Main side and public right-of-way grass. That's why it's white colored, it all green grass before our property pins start. And then our setbacks go from the property pins. So from, there's 27 feet of public access before our property pin. And that's where our hardship is at, because it's so much of the lot is going away because for whatever reason, it's just old. It's old Coweta City, that's why. And if you look at the houses around there, they are built right on the property lines because they're are back, the are back from, that's all public right of way or access that, you know, I guess the city doesn't know. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be, anyway, there's 27 feet off the boat from the street to the property pin. There's 25 feet from North Old Main, from the alleyway to the property pin. So what we're asking for the variance, the footage coming from the property pins, not from the street. So that's why I drew this out, so you guys can understand how much footage is actually there, that we're not trying to be just right off the street.
Mhm.
And that's really our hardship is that North Old Main isn't even it's, and it's not really, it is technically a corner lot, but it's not really, because if you go and look at other, it's not a street. It's not going anywhere. I don't know when it did. Done a lot of research. If you have any questions about old Coweta, you can ask me, but I'm just that. So, is that, and like, do you guys feel good about understanding what we're asking for?
But yeah, I think that your site plan is helpful on that, so.
The
Did,
same pictures, but we emailed to Skylar and I don't think she's here. so-
There's
we have a
pictures
few
in the packet.
pictures in our packet
Oh, okay.
Mhm. Yep.
Like
of the
like
street.
this little bit
Mhm.
here, this is actually the real deal from Google Maps, like a picture
Mhm.
that we got on Google Maps. That's how much of North Old Main you can even see
Mhm.
that's gravel.
Okay, do you guys have any questions? Or do you want to save them for administration? Okay, I'm going to make a motion to close the public hearing portion of the meeting.
I second the motion.
Jessica Morris,
Yes.
Linda Dyer,
Yes.
Tim Alstrom,
Yes.
Jennifer Curtis.
Yes.
Okay, and now we'll move into administration. Do I need a motion for that? I can just open it. Item number 1 is CBOA 26-05, a variance request to section 127A6, minimum yard requirements located at 309 North Old Main Street. Discuss and consider possible action to approve with conditions, or deny the request for CBOA 26-05. The applicant, Blue Sage Designs, is requesting a variance to section 127A6, minimum yard requirements to the City of Coweta zoning code. And the applicant is requesting a variance to the front yard setback from 25 feet to 15 feet, and the property location for the requested variance is 309 North Old Main Street, Old Coweta City, Lot 1, Block 7, City of Coweta, Wagner County, State of Oklahoma. And there is in the application also a request for a variance to the side yard from let's see here. Thank you. From 15 feet to 5 feet. Do anybody have any questions or comments?
I guess I need clarification. So are you saying from the street it's 27 feet and then there's gonna be another 5 feet before it looks like the garage is gonna start? So it's all 32
Yes.
feet from the road.
So I'm
From Oak Street.
Right.
And when we do the,
And then it looks like that if we did a 5-foot variance on the side yard, that they would still be looking at about 30 feet of grassy area before a road.
is that unusual to have this 27 feet?
Mm-hmm.
So
Very unusual.
the original right of way is 80 feet. That is not unusual for a road such as that, but at that point, that road is undeveloped. It's never been put in. It's created like that for future development. We don't know if that's ever going to be developed in the future. I will say that the lot is 70 feet by 140 feet. They have 70 feet on their site plan because they do plan to split the lot for future development of another house. Is that correct? So you can take that into consideration too. At this time, without that lot split, it does not meet hardship because they do have room. Now, none of their lot actually goes away. They still have 70 by 140. The right of way is what is larger. So, and that's why they're asking for the additional setback variance. And those are setbacks, not easements that are listed. So if they were easements, that could create a hardship, but they are setbacks required by our current zoning code.
Now, I will say this, we could not apply for a lot split. It's because it won't work without variance. So that's why we did this step first.
I was just explaining why your plat was different from your site plan, sorry.
I didn't think about
That's okay, yeah, that's okay.
So I drove by there before I came. Of course, I saw the orange flags out. And then looks like, is that the other lot behind it that was mowed? Who owns that?
County, it's on their list, we could buy it if we wanted. It's not like a tax sale with the county. County owns, but the man that house, he mows it.
Oh. So the lot split, is that to the right that you're looking at, to the west?
Yes.
So if you look at your plat of survey that she has included, right now it shows that the lot is 75 feet by 140. If they do the lot split, that 140 will be cut in half to be the 70 feet shown on their site plan that they submitted. So right now, that is the lot that they have.
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong, but don't most people's property line go up to the road, even with the right of way from the city?
No, their property line starts at the right-of-way line, so it doesn't go all the way up to the road. However, property owners are responsible per ordinance to maintain from their property line to the road edge. And right-of-ways vary throughout town.
Yes.
There is no utilities in that 25 feet from Oak to the property. The sewer line is in the street. We have to cut into the asphalt to get to the sewer line. And so we've already talked with the inspectors and the public works, so we'll have to fix that and stuff, but that whole 27 feet or 25 feet there is no utilities there. So we're not.
Well, I think the spirit of the setback rules are so that you don't have homes right on the road. I don't know that either of the, I don't foresee either of those roads ever expanding.
Right.
They're, small. I mean, I guess you could call one an arterial road, but I don't even know if I would consider it an arterial road.
It would be collectors.
Do what?
Be collectors.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
hold many ends in that. It's the grade and it's in there.
Mm-hmm. So, and your intention is to apply for a lot split? Okay. Do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns?
Would your second development of a house require another variance?
I don't know for sure, probably because, I mean,
There's still that
Prob-
27 feet from
It
the
would
road.
probably be
there.
off of the gravel.
Similar situation.
Do what?
They'd probably be off the gravel part.
Yeah, their driveway's gonna be off of Old Main, which is the current gravel road
Yeah.
there, and the other one will be on Oak.
Driveway on that, whatever that is,
The easement driveway.
is the easement going back to the house. We'll have,
Mhm.
I don't think so, I don't know. for sure.
Okay.
I really would just work hard on this. I should have drawn that one up. I
One
know
at a
what
time,
was
huh?
there.
It's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion to approve the variance contingent upon the lot split, since that's what really is making it necessary for the size of the lot. So I would motion to approve the variance contingent upon the lot split.
I'll second the motion.
Jessica Morse,
Yes.
Linda Dyer, Tim Alstrom,
Yes.
Jennifer Curtis.
Yes.
Okay.
If you guys will get with me about your lot split. You'll get with me about that lot split information, that would be great. And I can give you my card before you leave.
Okay. The Board of Adjustments meeting is adjourned, and we'll move into the Planning Commission meeting at 6:16 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night. Roll call.
Jessica Morse,
Here.
Joanna Jones, Linda Dyer,
Here.
Tim Alstrom,
Here.
Jennifer Curtis.
Here.
Okay, consent items. Item number 1 is minutes of the regular meeting, approval of the minutes of the Coweta Planning Commission meeting that were held on June 15th, 2026. I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Jessica Morse,
Yes.
Linda Dyer,
Yes.
Tim Alstrom,
Yes.
Jennifer Curtis.
Yes.
Okay. And since we don't have any public hearing items, we'll move into the administration, which is a proposed update of the City of Coweta subdivision regulations. Consider, discuss, review, and make revisions if necessary to the proposed update of the City of Coweta subdivision regulations, and make a recommendation to the City Council regarding adoption of the regulations. Jessica, would you like to speak on what's changed, what's new?
Okay, so I'm not gonna go over every change, of course. You guys should have been sent the packet a couple weeks ago to go over in your email, outlined with the changes and not changes. The primary changes, these were, our original subdivision regulations are way out of date, especially for the development that we're getting in now. So we've updated those. The primary things that have changed are lot split requirements don't have to go through TAC anymore. They can be in-house. They'll only go through TAC if they have utilities involved. Otherwise, they'll be internal review. Minor subdivisions will still come through planning and council. They will do, with your approval, they will do the final plat before infrastructure, because the issue that we're having, the feedback from utility companies such as ONG and PSO, they cannot put in their utility lines until there's an easement filed. And so after we put in the roads and everything from the developer, we accept public infrastructure, then they can file their final plat. Well, then PSO and ONG can come in and tear up our roads to put in their infrastructure. So we're running into some issues there. We would enter into a development contract with the developers that they couldn't sell lots until the infrastructure has been accepted publicly. And we would withhold permits until the infrastructure was approved by city council and accepted. The maintenance bonds and performance bonds will still be in place. There are some development requirements that changed where we want native grasses, native plants versus non-native. And so we've asked for 80% in a subdivision, 80% of landscaping to be native to Oklahoma versus not.
Is there an official list of what's native somewhere?
Yes.
Is that defined in there that we'll be using this
We
list?
we are updating our definition of a weed, and in that kind of outlines. But we can add native grasses and things. But we kind of have a few listed, but we're not going to be able to list every one of
Mhm.
them, or this 100-page document will double. So-
Right. Or just maybe even say like, this is our source for this
Yes,
list.
and we can do that
The-
too with the Oklahoma Department of Forestry,
Right,
Yep.
yeah.
and USDA. Yeah.
And I have a question.
Okay.
Right over where the woods, where the Roscommon homes
Mhm.
were built, back a couple of years ago, maybe 3. Just kind of,
It's been a while, yeah.
yeah, just kind of guessing. There's supposed to be a row of trees
Okay.
put there blocking the, I can't remember what that.
The
road
neighborhood
is.
at the front or the neighborhood
Yes.
behind, what's
Like
behind
the old
them?
neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
and then they built the Roscommon homes.
Is that the phase they're currently doing right
Which
now?
one is it?
It's
Yeah.
Well,
the
the
one
homes
by,
are already built over there.
one
If the
by,
homes are already built, then we've already accepted.
They're supposed to
subdivision.
have had trees
Mhm.
blocking that. And
From
there's not-
the neighborhood that you can cut through by Dollar Tree. What, not 116th,
I
118th,
can't remember what that road's called.
119th, something around there. And you can cut through that neighborhood. I can't remember what that subdivision's called. That's right at the corner of 121st.
It's, yeah, it's.
That the one you're talking about?
21st,
Okay.
yeah. Um,
Do seem to remember something about that.
Yeah, there's supposed to have been trees planted there to
Mhm.
kind of block. And there's not a tree one.
Okay.
Notice that the other day driving
I
around.
can look into it, but it after acceptance, it's kind of hard. But I can try, depending on the developer. A lot of them want to maintain the good relationship, and we do have a really good relationship with most of our developers. So I can.
Well, like I said, that I knew that was voted in,
Okay.
and when I drove by there the other day, there was no trees whatsoever.
Okay.
And like there's supposed to be a retention pond, and there's not one there now where, like where the dead end road comes in. Now they've got it kind of like an access road going back there. Now
Mhm.
to drive back there, but
Mhm.
the pond's supposed to be in just right past that. And I think that entrance was supposed to be like an emergency entrance,
Mhm.
not a normal driveway.
Yeah, they were supposed to, I don't remember if they ever see, I think that's something that we discussed at a meeting maybe about 5 or 6 months ago, where there was discussion of a fire bar,
The gate.
fire gate, and then I
Right.
think that was not accepted,
That's not.
right? It did, like we had talked about it, but it never actually gotten,
It wasn't approved.
yeah,
Okay.
the fire gate. But I do remember the
trees,
greenery and the
yeah.
trees, yeah.
Okay. If you, okay, I'll have to look and see which edition that was.
I
That's
I
been
can't
a-
remember what it's called.
So along these lines, what is the process once, I guess, maybe a subdivision is being built? Who verifies that it was done to code, like put
So-
the trees in, build the retention pond? The reason why is, we're gonna start, I don't know if it's Wagner County or if we've brought it into Coweta, but with all these homes going in, there's a lot of concern about flooding. And supposedly those retention ponds are supposed to cover it. But if they're not putting them in, if no
Right.
one's checking on it.
So we have an inspector that goes out and inspects all of the civil infrastructure that goes in. We have recently contracted all of that out through Cowan Engineering and Anthony Engineering. But we have recently hired an internal civil infrastructure inspector. So they are on site and they are local. Where Cowan and Anthony are a distance away and they can't always be here every day. And so some of those things get missed. So we have now hired on an on-site civil infrastructure inspector who is on site every day. And those are now being inspected on a daily basis and per plans. And we won't accept them into the city without that. Before the city council is accepting that infrastructure and accepting those subdivisions in based on the final report of the contracted engineer. And obviously, the trees were missed. And I would have to check on the retention pond. Just because there's not water in it doesn't mean it's not there.
I know it's
But-
kind of old, but
Yeah,
Now I can't
and it
remember
is
on the
older, so I
retention
don't know. It was prior to me being here, so I'm gonna have to go
Yeah.
do some research, which is fine. And then
So
we
there
can
is
see if
something
we
in the
can.
Regulations now to say that it has to be approved by the city or something.
Yes, there
before
is.
they
Yes,
leave.
yes. And so before we accept infrastructure and right now, before they can move forward with anything, including building permits, it has to be accepted by the city council.
And that's before they start construction on any homes.
That's correct.
Okay.
so the greenery has to be put up first.
Yes, everything that was approved by planning and city council has to be done before the infrastructure and everything is accepted.
Okay,
Okay.
Yes.
that's good.
Yes.
It kind of makes them do it.
Yes, it does. It does. And so we won't issue a building permit until that's accepted.
Is this going, I mean, what brought this up? Just mirroring another city that has these regulations or
No.
just things that have came up?
So I've had personal history with rewriting subdivision regulations and updating subdivision regulations. This was already in the works before I started here. And then whenever I started here, I went back through and rewrote some of these that we do have come up, the issues that we are facing, such as the flooding and infrastructure being tore up after we accept it, people hitting our lines because, well, they're already in place before other ones can come in after the easements have already been filed. So things that we run into, and I've taken feedback from council, I've taken feedback from you guys in the meetings and went through emails of the past to find out what issues developers and what issues the city had before our current administration was here, to find out what kind of issues we face. And so these were wrote based on all of that research.
Okay.
And instead of coming in, because that was one of my first things that I took on in October was this rewrite. And instead of just going in and rewriting this, I did a lot of research and went back and forth. So these are not copied off of any other cities. This is tailored to our needs of our city and our growth of our development growth rate, which our development growth rate is currently at 27%, which is kind of, so it doesn't hinder any kind of development. It protects the city and helps the developer and protects the future homeowners. So
And bless the people that's been there already.
yes.
That's what I've seen more of.
So, I'm sorry, Tim.
No, you're fine.
There are new
Go ahead.
Finish.
There are new PUD regulations for engineering studies that are required to be done on some of those drainage. So
Okay.
And that's in here?
that's correct.
Okay. So basically, the procedure for plat filing has flip-flopped at the end, and that's basically the only thing that's changed in
That's the
procedurally?
biggest thing that's changed, yes.
Okay.
Besides
And the
some
TAC
design
committee.
standards and yes, and the TAC meeting regulations.
Did they put anything in about the patio home district? Is that part of this?
So that would be under the zoning. This is subdivision regs.
Okay.
So that's a little bit, yeah. The zoning regulations are next for a rewrite.
Well, they're due for it, honestly.
Yeah, they're really vague, and our subdivision regulations right now are really vague. And this really, it spells out definitions. It's more clear on what's required. It takes out any question of development.
did have a question. I think it was listed at least two different times in there. One was on like 3-17. It looks like, and may not be required now. I just want to verify that on the plats, it says, before it says notice shall be published in the official paper, and now that's taken out. So you don't have to publish anything now.
So it's not required by law to publish a plat going in, no.
And
The problem is, where would you publish? What's the source? Because nobody
well, I mean,
really
no
does
one
the
looks
paper
at, no one
anymore.
looks at it.
Yeah.
It is,
They
they
do
a
have
paper
to mail out, no, to abutting,
to 300,
Yep.
within
no,
300
the
feet.
abutting,
But I don't
Yeah.
see in here, in the past, is 10 days notice. Does it say 10 days? You have to give a 10-day notice.
so state law that's where that goes back to state law minimum, yeah.
And then I'm going back in my head when I used to see it. I guess it was over like at 305 and 141st at one time, and I'm not sure if that was in the city limits at that time or not, but do we require any signage to be put up saying, hey, this is being considered, so the public driving by would see it?
Zoning requires that, Board of Adjustment, and plats do not.
Okay, so it's,
Mm.
okay,
Yes.
zoning would, okay, that's.
Yes, zoning would.
And then under 13-3-2, there was a whole section that was taken out. I wish I could totally understand it, but I don't.
Hold on, let me get there. 13.
I asked for it.
I did
It made
too,
it so much
but I only
easier.
got just the same thing sent to me.
Because I thought, I'm not gonna read each thing and compare. I should have sent this out.
We did send that out.
Yeah, it's in your email.
It is.
I must have
Not this
opened the wrong attachment then, because I never saw like I'd asked for it, but then when I got it.
What
back,
you're
it was
showing?
just the same one
I don't know. 'Cause
that I saw. I
specifically
probably
asked
just
for
didn't.
I received
open the
it.
right thing. Then it's me.
Let me see.
It's it's a Jessica problem.
It marched through
Getting
what was
there.
taken out and what was left
Yeah.
in.
And I know that you
Oh,
had sent
no.
it, and I was
That's
like,
what I meant.
Okay,
It
got
makes
it.
real easy to know.
Got it.
Which way did you go?
okay, yeah.
13.3.2 improvements required.
This section right here, any subdivision final plat located shall not be approved unless the subdivider shall provide the improvement specified in this chapter, and all of that was removed. Is there language somewhere else for that, or why was that removed? Do we know? You want to read it? Here.
Yes, please. So is the rewrite of that.
Okay.
The council shall formally accept by resolution or ordinance any and all improvements before such improvements be. It was just rewritten. right below.
I didn't understand
Yeah.
that section anyway, so I
Yep.
couldn't tell.
Just right below it, it was rewritten,
Okay.
so to where the language was easily understandable. And we took out 3-year maintenance bond and we kept it 2. Somebody had originally asked for 3, and a lot of the developers' feedback was
It's a
not.
long time.
Yeah, it is a long time. Usually, if anything's going to fail, it's going to fail in the 2-year. But with staff internally with Public Works and everybody's feedback was 2 years was sufficient. So, but of course, you guys are more than.
So what would the requirements to a developer for oh, a park or something like that, would that be part of this or that be part of the zoning
A
code?
park or open space is required in there.
That's something that I feel like shouldn't just be allowed to be open space. Over a certain acreage, maybe.
Right.
Like if you're doing a 20-acre development, that's not necessarily
Yeah.
something that you need to build a big park or something. But if you've got a 160-acre project,
Yes, you are required to have.
where is that? Do you know?
Is it just open spaces or are they required to put in a park with some swings or something? This is what I have him send me, so I can easily read what was changed.
Oh, okay.
So in 13.322, park land and trail dedication is where that falls.
Did anything change in the stormwater or the earthwork sections that you know of?
It requires engineering approval.
Okay.
They are required to hire an engineer to make sure their drainage is sufficient.
Not a bad thing.
And that parks and open is up on the screen as well. Trying to get it to where all of it without it jumping. It's not going to quit jumping.
One per 30,000 square feet. What would that be? Like a quarter acre?
An acre
Lot?
is 43,560.
So, okay. Basically, anything smaller than a half acre or smaller, probably, roughly.
It's about 2/3 of an acre.
Okay. So I'm
I don't know why they like this one.
skimming, obviously, but when I'm reading on this parkland and trail dedication, so still see it basically says park and or open space.
So it says parking or open space dedicated to recreational use.
Okay. So we can put in a sidewalk and,
Like a trail.
okay.
So how many homes will fit on the 30,000 square feet lot or
So any plat over 30,000. So an acre is 43,560. If that gives you kind of a.
so not very many homes? And
So
they
they are
requiring
required to put that in anything over that.
Oh, anything over that?
Your lot size
Okay.
is larger than,
Yeah, if the subdivision
smaller
size
than-
is larger than that.
Okay. I mean, that's good.
Mhm.
So that keeps minor subdivisions from having to put in if they're just doing 4 or 5 lots or something. They wouldn't have to.
Yeah, but it also prevents major ones from having to do anything other than trails, which I feel like are,
No, we
Pretty
would be
easy.
required to put in a park unless the planning commission deems it not necessarily due to topographical issues or
Mhm.
things like that.
Hmm.
And I know we had that problem when we had those, I can't think of the word, smaller homes on that lot about having extra parking. Are they, is there something in there about, if you have 20 homes, there needs to be like 3 extra parking spaces, or is that only for like patio homes?
So what you're asking for is in zoning regulations more so, but subdivision regulations does require off-street parking. So it would require them to have a driveway pretty much. They wouldn't be required to park on the street. PUDs is where you really run into those, and every PUD it's brought before planning commission and city council to make them
Okay.
address.
Mhm. Are there any other changes that you feel like we need to be taking note of?
A lot of this you've seen already in the previous, and I know some of you weren't on here at that time. So here's your on-street parking width that's required in your local street design criteria to answer your question.
So
So,
it's-
yeah, on-street parking in these zonings, none required in these. One side unmarked. In these districts, one or both sides marked. So in those districts, we can require extra width of the street to accommodate. And it even has the required speed limits, if a curb is required or not, radiuses, grade, profile, everything that's in there spelled out and they're required to do on streets for different zoning districts.
In that, is there where a vehicle cannot sit?
That's going to be in your public nuisance codes for code enforcement.
I can't wait till we get to that one.
Well,
Do we have an officer that drives by, or is it all brought up if
We
the
do
city
have a
calls
code
in?
enforcement officer, yes.
They need to
One.
visit my neighborhood.
If you call.
I don't
or
want to be that
do-
neighbor to call.
Tell me where you live, Jennifer.
Behind First Baptist.
we ain't scared.
If you do the C click fix, you can go on and submit it. It's anonymous.
Okay.
So,
Well, it's kind of like BA, you have to move your car at least 1 foot
every so often. Yeah.
every 24 hours,
Mhm.
or they'll come and stripe it and give you a ticket.
Mhm.
Been there, done that.
So here's even collector street designs. So anything bigger, we've spelt out everything for their sidewalk buffer and everything.
Mhm. Well, my only feedback is that I feel like the park stuff should be a little more restrictive on not just allowing like a walking trail or something like that. I think that it over a certain amount of acreage should be required to put in some type of equipment like tables or
A grill or
you know
like
dog
dog
poop
park for
disposal
sure.
things
Yeah.
or swing set things like
What
that.
acreage would you recommend?
I would say anything over 40 would be big enough to me.
How many homes would that be?
Well, if you were doing eighth of an acre lots, which is what Roush Coleman does, I mean, that's going to be
Yeah, and those are
Quite a few homes.
PUDs.
Yeah, because I
So
mean,
those
we have
are,
one in
yeah.
ours, and we just have 95 homes, so I don't know if that's 40 acres.
That'd be
or not.
300.
And you
120
guys can
homes.
do it per lot even as well. If anything over 50 lots is required,
sure.
if you want to do it that way. So that way you have a park that accommodates
Yeah, that would be
lots.
actually
Yeah.
a better way, I think,
I
of,
think
of
so.
saying
Okay.
it.
How many lots would you recommend?
I'm open to suggestion on that.
Ours is 100 and one, having a plate, I can't imagine doing one unless with just 50, but it's really 100 homes isn't that many. We only have 3 streets for 100 homes, but
Yeah, maybe 100, 200, somewhere around there.
I don't think I'd do less than 100.
What are your
It kind of
thoughts?
depends upon the square footage of the house.
Well, that's,
That's why I'm trying to kind of figure like,
Mhm.
okay, how big a lot would, okay, if it's a 2-story, you know,
Okay.
you have,
Do both over either 100 homes or acres. The Edward Park is required with equipment. You can do
probably
both.
the acres versus the homes, I would
Mhm.
think.
Well, because you could have a 40-acre development that had 1-acre lots that were really
Yeah.
fancy lots,
Right.
and that's still going to be required to have a park, even though there's only 40 homes there.
Yeah. So you can do the stipulation of both. to meet
Whichever is
both.
less or whichever is greater,
Mhm.
Hmm.
And we can bring this back next month if you want. I'm not planning to present this to council until
Do we
September
get many
meeting.
subdivisions that are over 100 lots or
Yes.
under? Sorry, under.
Yes.
We do.
Mhm.
We have one that was just heard. It was 97 lots.
Where's that at? Do you recall?
I don't recall. I just recall the lot numbers because I went through and was counting the lots for this.
That still
We
seems
had a
like a
request
lot of
asking how many
lots
lots
to
was
not
put
have
in the last
something.
6 months. So.
yeah, I mean, I guess
don't
my development has been 95 or 97
Where do
lots.
you live? Where's your, or you don't need to
I
say
live
it
in
on
the
camera.
center.
You don't have to say it.
You don't have to.
I didn't think about the fact that we're
Yeah.
broadcasting. I think, my opinion would be 100 lots would be a good round number that would be easily justified. And if you're doing 100 lots or more, you're probably a little bit bigger developer that can afford to put in $10,000 or $20,000 worth of playground equipment.
Yeah.
And if you're doing less than that, you maybe could still afford it, but you might be one of the smaller builders in town that's not able to afford it as easily. That would be my opinion, but
And then do you want something per acre if you have 40 homes on an acre?
I wonder what the percentage will be is how many of those people are buying homes that have kids.
And I do want you to take into consideration, you guys get to see every plat that comes through here
Mhm.
when it comes through. So that could be an ask for them to put in
Mhm.
at that stage of the preliminary plat that comes through here. Can we add a park here?
Mhm.
So,
And then we get into the,
But I do think
What
it
is it?
should at least be listed at 100 homes, so they have some indication that they're gonna have to put something in, and then I guess. we
right,
could
yes, and then you can ask.
add.
And then you can also waive if it's not, because we have that listed in here that you guys have the power, if it's not feasible, to say, no, you don't have to.
Does it say how big I think you said does it say how big the open land has to be?
yeah, that's what I was trying to find on here.
Let me go back to that section.
That's just like the number one complaint that we hear from residents is that there's not enough parks. There's not, enough things like that in the city. And if we're gonna continue growing at the rate where we're growing, I just think that's something that's important to, let's see here, subdivisions less than 80 acres, planning commission shall require 1% of the total land area. And more than 80 acres would be 2% of the total land area. So.
Oh, yeah.
And if you had a retirement community that's coming in or something, then it,
You can still have a park for
they
them.
can still have
and
park
you-
benches and things like
Yes, you can
that,
have park benches, picnic tables, somewhere for them to go and watch.
Yeah, a pavilion or something.
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily have to be
Playground
playground equipment. Just, I feel like a lot of developers like to have quote walking paths that are
Right.
really easy to do. So
Yeah.
if you give that option, that's always going to be.
Right.
Well, I mean, I would if I was the one. If I was the one spending them, if I wasn't being required by the regulations to do it, that's what I would choose. So that's my only real note about these. Do you guys have any other things that you want to?
Not on our part.
Do you need to think some more? Are you guys ready to be concluded for the evening?
I will ask for a recommendation for city council for these.
Okay. Well, I would make a motion to recommend approval, including the language that we just discussed regarding the addition of equipment in park and open spaces.
I second the motion.
Jessica Morse,
Yes.
Linda Dyer,
Yes.
Tim Alstrom,
Yes.
Jennifer Curtis.
Yes.
Okay, this meeting is adjourned.